Hey everybody, welcome back to Northern Lion Plays Trackmania, track of the day. I thought we did pretty well yesterday. Top 14 BC, but I'm telling you, it's because there was a broader pool yesterday. Top 141 Egg Carden. I'm not going to say that we were as good on this as we were on this. What I will say is we were not that much worse. We were not 4 times worse, 3.5 times worse. Today we've got Melting Away by Kyle A26. Let's see what the Discord says. Ice track, oh no. I honestly like this track less than Turlet. This track is cringe. How do I delete this? Then Zeneron, the voice of reason, like a winged archangel. This is super tame ice. How about that? Okay. So it seems that, you know what? Play alone for now. People have suggested, oh, GPS, right. How about that? People have suggested that I hate every track of the day, and then as I get better, I start to like them. That's true, but I don't think that is a me thing. I think that's just a humanity thing. The first time you're driving on this unfamiliar road, you go, I don't know what the heck's going on, and I don't like it. It stinks, and I don't like it. On subsequent attempts, when you get a little mastery, it starts to become a little familiar. You go, I'm not so negative about this. This doesn't seem that bad. I'm gonna be honest with you. It does seem a little bit harder just to finish. I mean, that's a nasty corner, but it seems a little bit harder to finish this course than yesterday's course, without a doubt. But yesterday's course was like historically okay, historically easy for that stuff. So I'm not sweating that too much. Seems like an interesting course so far. I got nothing against this course. Okay, that's a nasty turn, but I think I've got the right principle. You know, I think you're gonna try to do something like that, and then probably not immediately eat yourself into Chevy Chase's Christmas tree. Alright, down here. Probably don't try to get a boost, but you know what? We're learning. We're learning. So just take it a little slower. We're not sweating that ice. I feel like my first attempt was actually much better. And it's like a 30-second lap. Not bad. Like, definitely something we could session on and hopefully get a little, do a little better than yesterday, maybe. And then secondarily, we're doing it earlier in the day, so my score, whether my score is better or not, it's gonna look better. And that's, you know, as a public personality, I'm very concerned with optics. I appreciate the optics of this situation benefiting me. Alright, but for a minute at least, we're gonna need to do a little bit of focus. A little hocus pocus by focus. You know, oh my god! It's alright. Checkpoint 1 is the doozy. You make, okay, you don't even need the power slide there. Don't make it so complicated. Then here, you know you gotta hug that corner a little bit more. And then here, okay, you've made it into this section. How about that? How about that? And you're gonna come, I like these banked and cambered corners. Ooh, baby. I don't know what a camber is, I just say it. It gets the people going. I did clip the wall there. That's gonna put a real damper on my time. But that's okay, because we know what we're going for on this track now. We know what we're... You know, honestly, after the start of this seems pretty gentle. I would be surprised if that's even a medal. I'm stunned that we got bronze on that track. And that top, what are we, top 42 in Canada? That's not gonna hold. That's a lie based on the fact that it's 11:20 a.m. right now. It's actually, it's, you're not going to believe me, or maybe you will because you saw the clock at the start of the episode. It's actually 11:20 a.m. I have long told people, and they have disbelieved me, but I have long told people that I am a fantastic judge of time, mentally speaking. Now, I don't say that to be like, oh, look at how, like, skillful I am. It's just something that's, like, bizarre. And not really a talent, but kind of like mildly interesting. Like sometimes people, you know, having not looked at a clock for hours, they'll be like, what time is it? And I'll be like, I don't know, it feels like about 3:43. And then they look at their watch and they're like, well, their Apple Watch. And they're like, well, it's 350. You were really close. And I'm like, I know, I'm very smart. What can I say? So I apologize for dying at the same checkpoint, and this is not a crash. This is fatal. I apologize for failing at the same point over and over here, but it really is in the service of finding the direct line we want here, the 1-800 number, the toll-free connection, the red telephone that goes straight to the Kremlin, you know? If we could get a perfect, speedy line through there and commit it to muscle memory, I think that's like step number 1. So I'll tell you, what it does involve is definitely being substantially higher on the wall than I am doing right now. But we have to go like a high-low, because I mean, for that exact reason right there. Sorry, one-handed steering while I scratch my nose a little bit. It's gonna cost me a little time, but, maybe we want to... I think we maybe want to go in, out, in. And good double entendre. Michael Scott worthy. But I think you want to go like here. But then if you... Yeah, see, that's my problem, dude. Maybe it's a good opportunity in the future. Like, we're going to watch some ghosts and see how those ghosts do there. Because I'm definitely... Like, this feels normal. This feels fine. This, we want to minimize... I mean, that actually felt pretty good, quite honestly. Maybe we just want to slow down. Keep in mind, I am coming off of a track yesterday where touching the brakes or releasing the throttle meant that you lose. So I feel like there's a bit of an adjustment period here. But yes, I am embarrassed by the fact that we're 7 minutes in and we've only completed this relatively simple course one time. But we also have to remind ourselves, 7 minutes in, no big deal. Number one thing you could do is just get tilted. If I'm tilted at anything, I'm tilted at myself right here. I feel like this corner is not that difficult. When you compare this to like the Hanging Gardens or something like that, we shouldn't be sweating this one at all. Just move it. Just pretend you're playing Fall Guys. You know, what if you weren't going for first, but instead you were going for top half? If you were going for that, I mean, to get in the top half, I have to play as if I'm going for first in this game, but let's pretend philosophically that's not the case. And just drive a little bit more conservatively than usual, you know, a little bit more conservatively. I'm not worried about this. I know that my old self hits a wall. So does my new self, for that matter. That hurts. I gotta admit, that hurts. I think this may be a situation where we actually start turning on the ghosts a little early. I think this is like... I'm not an inventor on this track. I would like to think of myself perhaps at best as a perfecter. I don't know if we clipped the wall there or we just lost some time. So this might be one where having some early ghosts would actually benefit me more than the average. So I know, okay, much better result on that turn. I honestly think that realistically that could be like a 6 or 7 second difference. I know it doesn't look like it yet. That'll change. Oh no! Hold on. Okay, so we finally, after a way too long of a period, we finally got things kind of moving here. This part needs some substantial work, as does that, but at least we kept... Oh! We're getting in there. You can feel the testosterone starting to pump. Filling my body with hormones that make me want to win. Take sports too seriously. And yell at people. Good. Okay, you're still in there. No problem. Good stuff. Maintained a lot of speed. Made it over the hump on the first try. Way too slow on that corner. But fast enough. Fast enough to still be going here. And that's going to be like 4.5, 5 seconds. Yeah. Alright, so that took us up to the silver. And has moved us to the top 31 in Canada. Again, we're going to have a small sample size for 2 reasons. One reason is it's early. The other reason is it's icy. And I mean, I'll just say it. If you're waiting for me to say it, I'll just say it. If you didn't like playing the ice turlet, aka the icy toilet, I understand, although I think that track was a lot of fun. But if you're like on this one, you're like, I hate ice. I think you're just kind of being a big baby. Couple of icy corners in an arcade racing game. This is not like, you know that summer track with those like insane first two ice corners? This is not like that. You can't throw the ice out with the bathwater. Now, we slowed down too much here on our PB. I think that's where we can make up a decent amount of time. I mean, keep in mind, we're still only in silver territory. Seems like the times people are proud of in my Discord right now are like 33.x seconds. Oh my god. If we could get to like 35, we could start to see where we stand, I think. But even that's a pretty substantial move for us from here. So I know what my problem is there. I mean, it's easy to diagnose. We're landing on an angle and then turning our wheels, which is creating a nightmare situation because we're landing on ice at like 400 kilometers an hour. So let's try to avoid that happening in the future. Oh man, if we could get that going. I know we're probably like, this is again a situation where maybe checkpoints make sense, but this isn't like this isn't one of those awful tunnels where you're going like underwater at Mach 5000. I don't mean awful, I guess, as in like actually bad. I mean awful as in hard to learn. This is just, it's just driving, you know? And you think you're so cool. Oh, I could take this turn, no problem. Meanwhile, when we were all 16 years old, it took 6 driving lessons just to learn how to turn right. And turning right's not even the hard one. Turning left is the hard one, I guess, depending on where you live. Because when you turn left here, you're turning left into, like, across a lane of traffic. Anyway, we don't need to get into it. This is fine. It's still fine, because we slowed down too much right here. Better acceleration there. I think we kept it better, too. Oh, my God. I'm not used to half a second being such a close measure of time. Because on our last track, half a second was like the difference between falling asleep at the wheel and having a good one. All right, I think we're definitely due for some ghosts from Canada. So we put in a solid 13-minute effort there, which is twice as long as usual for me. Hello, everybody. Let's have a good, clean race today and see how we're doing, all right? F. And this is okay. When you lose in the first 3 seconds, it's hard to be upset, you know? And then we know we're coming around down here. How do you guys do this one? You don't jump. You must slow down. That's the only explanation. At least for now. That must be a full throttle slowdown situation. I would have preferred to have not bounced there, but we got good speed entering the chicane. Less speed. Less speed than last time. And a worse corner. A much worse corner. Okay. We're getting there, though. We're getting there. I gotta remember. Like, I'm guilty of putting pressure in the wrong spots, I think. Like a bad masseuse. The start of this course, it's a misnomer to say it doesn't matter. But it's not where our problems lie. Our problems lie later. So don't worry about trying to shave off, you know, so much time right off the get-go. That's no good. Or is it? You should worry predominantly about having, like, a good, clean race. And then just play a little bit more solidly on the back end here. And we'll probably be a little bit better off, or even a lot better off. See, again, we want to avoid airtime there. Maybe we go high-low. And I think that is the sort of thing that does matter. It's a track where, like, I'm getting frustrated, but it's not really with the track. I'm having, like, I mean, this is the first video of the day, so I'm not going to say I'm having an off day. But I will say that, I'm crashing more than I would expect. Like David Bowie driving the same car. It's a reference to his, 1977 album Low, produced with the inimitable Brian Eno. There you go. There you go. You stuck the landing. Slowed down a little bit too much there, but that's okay. Much smoother exit on the turn, honestly. Looked a little goofy, but we got there. Now we're going to be passed. We played a little conservatively on the back end here. And you know what? Totally fine. A 1.1 second improvement. Didn't get us to gold, but moved us up a little bit within the Canadian standards. And do I think that there... I mean, obviously I know on an intellectual level there's more time to be gleaned there. Do I think that I've got a couple of seconds left in me? I do. And I don't think it's going to take a, you know, like a complete sea change in terms of my, the way that I approach this track. I think it's just genuinely, like, little incremental improvements will make a big deal. Like, I think not getting a jump on that right-hand bend, actually probably was like 3/10. Which is sick if we can avoid it. Now, what's my review of this track? I mean, you don't need me to tell you. How do you think I feel about this track right now? Well, we're about, you know, a third to halfway through the video. He's probably thinking that it's okay, but he's got some problems with it. That's correct. Then after I get the gold, I'll be like, you know what? Oh, it's one of my favorite tracks of the day. And then if I get the author medal, I'll be, bravo, sir. A true work of track art. But yeah, right now I got some problems. Skirt. So man, we really are gonna have to crush it on the back end here. That seemed way better. I think there's a window. We actually, I don't want to say we were doing too well, but I made one wrong decision in there, which is I used the brake to try to adjust on the ice instead of just releasing the throttle. It's known at this point. Just releasing the throttle is what you want to do when you want to change your dynamics on the ice. So, but we learned a very valuable lesson. I think like a power slide on the corner where I always say like, oh, we did a really bad job on that one, is going to be the next step forward for us. So here, no jump. That's good stuff. Here we just want to maintain great speed. We throw in a little power slide. We screwed it up, but I'm telling you, another quarter second on the brakes on that one, and the world is our burrito. This is no good. Skirt. But yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying the Trackmania. It's got an enduring fan base that likes to watch the videos, and I mean, like, you know, I'm always, if you're familiar with me for things that are not Trackmania, i.e. you've watched a lot of Isaac in your day, or the NLSS for that matter, the show that I run on Twitch, you are definitely familiar with the fact that I constantly talk about how easy this job is. Trackmania is very easy content to make. It does not buck the trend. Once a day I get to sit down and play one of 2020's most underrated games. And moreover, I'll tell you something, I think historically, my opinion on YouTube and my observations on YouTube have been like, general audiences don't really like to watch racing games. There is a community that does, but they're usually in like, and again, I'm coming from a place of pseudo-ignorance, but which is just a very pseudo-intellectual way of saying ignorance. However, I think that, like, you could make it as a racing game enthusiast on YouTube if you either had, like, a sick sim setup and you played, like, iRacing or, you know, even, like, F1 or something like that. Or, you know, occasional, maybe if you were, like, a big Grand Theft Auto 5 stunt racing sort of person you can make it, but for the most part, anytime I've played racing games, people have hit me with the Resident Sleeper, despite it genuinely being one of my favorite genres. So, trust me, I'm not throwing away my shot here. We've got a racing game that people actually seem to enjoy watching by and large. It's fun to be a part of it. So, and we've learned, like, here's the thing. The start of this track is not necessarily difficult, but it's kind of a crapshoot whether we're going to be up by a second or down by a second. But we're getting a lot better at the back half. Like, genuinely able to cut off 1.5 seconds or more on the back half, which is very exciting. Can you make it? Nope. And you know, I don't think we're getting to 33 seconds, but I also I recognize my place in the Trackmania ecosystem. My place is, you know, on most days, I'm not going to be the guy who beats the best times. On most days, I am going to, at least for my Discord, I'm going to represent the lower bound of a time that they're happy with. They'll say things like, oh, well, you know, I didn't do great today, but I played for 3 hours until I beat NL's time, and I'm happy enough with that. All right, I see you. I mean, the thing is, it puts me in a tough spot, because, you know, not really in a place in my life right now where I got a staggering amount of free time to claw back any kind of Trackmania superiority. As much as I might like to. So, you know what? I'm happy with that. You can take your spiritual wins and stick them up your as far as I'm concerned. Okay, that was faster than my PB, I think. Like, we're going to be leaving at a higher rate of speed. Ah, we clipped the wall. But definitely slower than the best I've ever done on that specific section. This is still completely fine. Certainly some work to be done on that element there, but that's not our predominant focus right now. That's our predominant focus, is doing a sweet stale fish. What do you think is the goofiest name? Uh-oh. Of any skateboard or snowboard move? Stalefish, Christ Air. I mean, isn't there one in snowboarding that's called like a McTwist? Or a McTwisty or something? I played a lot of Cool Boarders too when I was a kid. Oh, really? You're a big fan of Cool Boarders? Why don't you do an impression of the way that the startup screen for Cool Boarders 2 sounded? Cool Boarders! And at the time, we were like, oh snap. A voice in my video game that doesn't go, rise from your grave. I just can't believe, like, one of the biggest sports franchises of the mid-1990s was legitimately named Cool Boarders. Like, doesn't it sound like something Dan would make fun of Canada for naming something? One of these days, dude. One of these days, we're gonna get the perfect line. I think this is a course where, for now, I feel like I'm gonna be reasonably pleased with gold. I mean, you don't hear me say this too much. I feel like the medals today are kind of tricky. I don't think our silver should be gold. Well, where is our next medal anyway? Do we know? We might see it on restart. I mean, McTwisty is just like 36 seconds. So even if I come first, we're going to be a second away from the gold medal. This feels like a shortcut. This is where I'm like, you know what? We could use some egg carton ghosts because something about this doesn't feel right. I'm not suggesting that if I ran the perfect race, I could not get 36 seconds. But with people in the Discord saying, you know, 33 seconds, do I think on this course there is the opportunity for my current line to pull 4 seconds off? No, I do not. Full stop. So I may be wrong, for the record. I think I'm starting my slides too early still. I may be wrong. But, you know, the best way to get that sorted out is definitely just to change opponents. Excuse me, where's my followers? Thank you. Alright, get ready. This is earlier than usual. I'm pulling out all the stops because I'm a little embarrassed. But, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. What are you guys doing here? So we'll just, you know, do an analysis. This is just an analysis run. It's just an analysis run. Coming through... Okay, sure. You don't need to take that corner so tight. If you're just observing. You're watching them. Everybody comes through this way. Everybody comes through this way. They have managed to get quite a good amount of time up on me here, but this is not my best run. They want to avoid the jump. Okay. Well, honestly, so far it really does look like they're just stretching the defense on this one. We got some speed. Brother. Doesn't seem like a bad track. I'm just, for whatever reason, like, I'm like Jessica Rabbit right now. I'm not bad, I just drive that way. You know, tough this one out. Tough this one out. It'll teach you some valuable skills. 1.3 seconds down. I mean, to fight back to even would be unbelievable. Now that's a slide, boys. Now that's a slide. Remember, if you got to adjust, you let go of the throttle. Now that was good. We fought back from a 1.6 second deficit to pull it to within 0.2. So we know when our slide is on point, there's another 1.5 seconds for us to draw. Just looking here. Just looking. How are you getting 33 seconds? Like, are you really just winning by half a second on every element? If so, like, what can I say? You know, you're a superior racer. We're still in there. That's totally fine. Because this is where we make our money. Oh. Oh. That was closer than it looked. Mostly because the power slide makes your turns look bad until they actually turn out perfectly. Still in there. Obviously, that's not our strongest element, you know? That's not adamantium. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. We were going straight into the wall. If there's no shortcut on this one, then I really, on an intellectual level, have nothing to complain about. Because this is pure racing. Now, it's a little bit, you know, pure racing winter edition. But that's... I'm with it. I'm hip. I'm with it. And I think once we figure out what's holding us back on this track, everything is going to be much, much better. So that was very nice. And we did cut off 1.2 seconds. We're in 36.19. I mean, we're normally not top 83 in North America without getting a gold. This is tough. This is one I might alt tab and speak to the Discord. And I'll be like, hey, how did you guys get 33 seconds? Because, like, don't get me wrong, 36 is, if I'm doing it, it's doable. Although a little tougher than I would have expected for the gold. 30, you already know I love the gray splits. 35 certainly would not be even close to being outside of the bounds of realism. Could I improve upon my previous time by a second with some grinding? Absolutely. But 33.1? How? Maybe it's time for me to finally, you know, if I get a chance, watch one of those Trackmania videos that's like, you know, 12 essential skills. Because, I mean, you can see for yourself, when I was just braking and turning, there was a little improvement. When I threw in a genuine, like, wait for it power slide, things got a lot better. I really, really don't want to finish this video without a gold. That's like an admission of failure. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly go to the Discord here. Let's see what's going on in the Discord. And I will go to Trackmania. How did you guys get 30, sub 34? That's ridiculous. And then I'm going to keep it on the screen, and I'll look at the messages as we go. Very, very precise racing. Thanks for your help. I mean, I asked a very generalized question, so I should expect a very generalized answer. It's a very technical track. Okay. Fair enough. The jump has a weird angle where you can take it at full speed and the car drifts on its own. I can't do it every time. So they said it's the jump between checkpoint 2 and checkpoint 3. So this is checkpoint 2. Yo! Yo! Oh! How about that? Catch me outside. How about that? We're hitting the wall. No, we're not hitting the wall. But we're hitting the wall over here instead. Oh, baby! Skirt. Alright, that's the keys to the kingdom for the gold medal then. I don't know. They said they can't do it every time, which is fair enough. It's basically just learning where to turn and slide to keep as much speed as possible. Alright. I had a snarky comment, which was, isn't that every track in this game? But no, that's not the case. Some of them have shortcuts, some of them have cheeky kind of physics sections where there's like little hacks that you can have. Yeah. So really, not having to slow down on this corner is definitely a key to our potential success. It's got to be good. It's got to, like, the first time we did it was I don't want to say a fluke, but let's call it a happy accident. And we're gonna try to just basically, we're at this point, you might be like, hey, why not use the checkpoint restart? Well, you got a point, don't get me wrong. However, you know, we're kind of getting a little closer to what I would expect to be the end of the video. I'm not gonna say that we're gonna take our first PB, but we are angling for kind of like that late PB that's gonna allow us to have some confidence. And honestly, I hate to do it. I think we're gonna do a little play alone, just so I can see my own lines as we come in here. But honestly, with no disrespect at all is meant to the egg carton on this one, without whom I wouldn't have had a chance. Like, even that, if we had stayed on the track a little longer, I think we could cut off, you know, a quarter second or a half second pretty easily. Yeah, that is gonna do it. So there's really, if you want to pay attention here, this is like a figure skating run, you know? You get the elements submitted in advance, and you know from what the commentators are saying, or if you're an enthusiast yourself, I suppose, you know just from, like, dynamic viewing. There's two big elements where things could go very right or very wrong, and you can take a little sigh of relief once we get through those, okay? The first one is the auto-drifting corner and the elements that come right after due to our enhanced speed. And then the second one is that power slide. If we're able to get both of those, there's really no reason... Like, that's no good. There's really no reason to not get a PB. Because we've never had a good run on both. So really, I think at this point, it's just a matter of... If you can get both of the... if you can get both of those elements, not perfect, but done and then survived, we got a PB in us, and that PB is going to be the gold. For certain. And I mean, I say this every day. And, you know, it's not because I have low standards, it's because I really don't stop until I, you know, at least get somewhere close to my own standards, I guess, which just happens to be within, like, a 40-minute to 60-minute window, like, almost every time. But sincerely, I don't feel like we've done, like, a disappointing job today. I feel like that's a very tricky element. And, you know, it's going to take some practice to learn. We were only 0.3 ahead. I feel like 0.3 ahead is not great there. We're looking for a little bit more for certain. Like that, until I think I gotta go a little higher up the wall. Alright, now the Discord's having an argument over who the best Trackmania player in the community is. This isn't what I wanted, okay? The Discord is set up for my own narcissistic tendencies. It's not set up so you guys can puff each other up, okay? Don't be ridiculous. Consider this your last warning. Alright, it's a joke, by the way. Half a second ahead, more or less. Can still live with it. I just wish the turn was better. I do see Canada Goose has left a comment that says, one thing that's really driven this home for me is the fact that the top scores, the best player in the egg carton is not even top 5 or in Quebec or Canada. I don't think that's true. I'm not suggesting that French-Canadian Trackmania players are not good, but I'm like, I think we have a best in province or best in state player on the egg carton for sure. I just don't think there's an overlap. What I mean by that is, I feel like if you took the top scores from the egg carton and put them in any province, they would be near the top. We got some absurd gamers in the community, which you might not expect given who the the influencer is. Alright, now we go higher on the wall. Alright, not like that. So we go like this. Higher on... This one might be closer to an hour today. We'll see. I'll tell you, this is one of the tracks where I'm going to be like, I think a gold is probably good enough. See, this is not fast, but still faster. And keep those wheels straight, because it compromises your speed so much. Acceptable, but I did have to lay off the throttle. I just kissed the wall. I kissed the wall, dude. That one hurt. I'm not saying we were gonna have a platinum run. And I will say, the scuttlebutt in the Discord right now is, a lot of people being like, most time I go for author. Most of the time, I should say. But today, looking at how long it took for the greatest players to get the author, I chose to just get the gold. That seems like, you know, you gotta know when to cut your losses on something like this. It's a technical track. I think more so than your average track, learning to do well on this one is going to pay dividends for sure. I don't think this is a bad track. I actually think that, and here's a little. I'm bucking the trend. Yes, as time has gone on, I've gotten more positive about this track, but it's not because I really got better at it. We've been on the same PB for like 15 minutes, but it's really as I've learned more about the track, I've come to appreciate that this is actually a pretty good test. It's a pretty good test of racing skill. And you know what? We'll consider this like our Kobayashi Maru. If we're able to stick with it, if we're able to hold it together and maybe learn something off of this that benefits us in the future, then that's very nice. Now, to get the gold, and it's not going to happen here because this entry is terrible. Yeah, we needed to stick way closer there. To get the gold, we don't have to crush our previous PB. And that's genuine. All we have to do is beat it by like 2/10, which on a track like this is very doable. Might not happen overnight, but... Okay, good stuff. Focus. Brother, why did you try to take the turn so flush? It's not necessary. We were in a good position. You could have driven like Granny on the way to the country kitchen buffet. And you still would have made it there in time to get an appetizer before everybody else showed up. Instead, we said, no, I want to get the parking spot that's right out in front. Greed. Young Skywalker. okay. This is fine. We have to gun it on this one, because it's just science. I beg you. I beg you. How about this? Heavy skirt on that one. You know what? I mean, why not? We'll get a little bit more practice at the power slide up here. The only thing is my old self did amazingly at the power slide. My new self slowed down quite mightily. Still, good practice, I suppose. Yikes. I really don't want to leave today with a silver, though, dude. I really don't want to leave today with a silver. I don't mind losing that kind of time. That kind of time is fine. This kind of time, it'll leave you having nightmares. And we're learning about the differences between the tracks, not just like on the track, but on the leaderboard as well, right? Like this is definitely, and it's not a great performance so far, but so you're saying there's a chance. This is definitely the kind of track where like the medals were set tough, which is totally fine. It just goes to show you, you can't just be like, oh, I'm a gold driver, because a gold driver on Tuesday is a little bit different than a gold driver on Wednesday, huh? Okay, love you. I have no idea where she's going. Does she think today... Oh, no, today is Wednesday. She has Japanese class. In my head, for like the last 10 minutes while I've been watching her like put her shoes on and stuff, I've been like, she doesn't think it's Wednesday, does she? Even though I literally just said it's Wednesday. While I was talking about like the differences between gold drivers. And I was like, man, she's sure gonna feel silly when she drives the Japanese class and nobody's there. I'm the one who feels silly, actually. I'm the one... It's not an unusual feeling for me, but... Okay. Tighten this one up. You tighten this one up. I mean, the gold is within your grasp. The gold is within your grasp. I definitely still believe that that's the way forward. We need... I think we go higher on the ramp, even though it feels wrong. And then the power slide... I mean, it's just those... It's just those two things, Marty. I don't know why. That's not a very good Doc Brown impression. See, that's late, but more like what I wanted, and it's because of speed. Look at that. It's tight here, don't get me wrong. That's good carry. Okay, what have I learned? It's gonna take a while to internalize this, which is dangerous because we're 43 minutes into the video already. It's gonna take a while to internalize this. What I have learned is I think we need our power slide to be substantially longer. Which is scary because the longer you brake, the more speed you lose. So we lost a ton. Genuinely right there, we just lost a ton. My past self is so annoying! We still beat it, but I mean, come on. Yeah, no, don't even show me. We're 29th in Canada? What? Okay, I mean, you know what? Give me the ghosts again. I'm sorry, Egg Carton. There's just too many to see, okay? Infrared Xeno, if I could stay up with you here. I'm completely unconcerned about that time for now. You go up on the wall, pre-turn in the air. Straighter wheels, and don't hit the wall. But if you're watching this track is actually like the antithesis of that NASCAR track. On that track, you had so much time because it was 2 laps. That as long as you weren't gunning for the #1 position in the world, you could make up for some of your mistakes. This track is much more like... You pretty much have to be exactly where you want to be at all times. And it's just to get the gold, dude! Okay, what are you doing? So you've defaulted to X muscle memory, and that's where it gets you. It's a very tough course. Would I call it the toughest daily we've had so far? I mean, in terms of getting the gold, I think the answer is yes. I mean, toughest track is a couple of different things rolled into one, you know? Toughest track for what? Author medal? Toughest track to finish? If you got 10 minutes a day, is it the toughest track to get a score in? No. Definitely not. This seems good. This seems competitive. We could beat our previous self here. Unless we go, like, why? Why? That's what you gotta ask yourself is why? When you're competitive, you're like, oh, I'm gonna shave off literally no time by doing a dangerous thing. This track's turning me into a monster. But at least, unlike Fall Guys, I can blame myself. Or depending on your personality, the track. But I choose to blame myself. Macros, 37.5 seconds for now. Neat track. Not sure I'll be going for author, though. Hey, bud. What do you mean author? Maybe start with the gold first, brother. What a disaster. This is, I mean, this is a sobering moment for me. To leave today with a silver would devastate me. I don't know public relations-wise if I would ever recover. Especially because we're knocking on gold's door. A hey. Like, all we gotta do is cut off 2/10. 2/10 is... You put the scaffolding there? The rudeness. The deception. Guaranteed the author made this track and then somebody beat his time by using the egg skip right there and they went, not on my watch. Put that scaffolding there to stop him. It's theming. Yeah, okay. The theme is, I'm better than you. Skirt. Nope. A second break! A second break would have done it. Okay, good. It's not it's not optimum. Optimal? But we're in there. Just dial in. I've got heavy Discord energy right now. Almost all the comments right now are some variation of, I got the gold, I'm done. It's not because I don't like the track. It's actually like, I respect this track a great deal, but it's kind of like, you know, I'm sure after you get your JD from law school, you're probably like, you know what, I don't want to study for like a couple months. That's where I'm at right now. Every single attempt of this requires so much mental fortitude that I'm like, just spare me. That's not bad, dude. That's not bad. That is not good. What is wrong with you / me? You and me, we used to get the author medal, brother. Ah! Deep breaths, deep breaths. This is a tough one. You gotta be a big shot driver. Okay, here we go. I like it. I like it decently. I like it beautifully. I like the drives that remind me of the good times, and I like the drives that remind me of the best times. Skirt. I can feel it. We're like one run away from going Super Saiyan. And honestly, that's like a bad thing for the rest of the Trackmania community, because once I go Super Saiyan, I don't go Super Saiyan level 1, I go Super Saiyan level 5. NL, there was never a Super Saiyan level 5 until Dragon Ball Super. Yeah, I know. I invented it. I don't start by being able to kill Frieza. Fun track. But the difference between 36 and 34 seconds feels like it could be 4 hours of my life. Very fair. Macros, 35.996 seconds. Got the gold. It's almost like you can hear what I'm saying right now. Macros. How's that Patriot Act treating you? Okay, skirt. Well, I don't need to beat Macros, but if I'm going to get the gold, there's a pretty good chance we'll do it just by default. There's only 4 thousandths between the gold and Macros' score. So as long as you just tough it out, you're literally 2 tenths. 2 tenths, dude! Skirt, and look at the speed. I must break you. I am an unstoppable Trackmania force. Just remember that. You're an unstoppable Trackmania force. I'm good enough. I'm smart enough. And gosh darn it, people like me. What do you think? Do you think we got speed? I think we're a little slow. That might have helped, though. Why? I'm sailing away, setting open course for 36. 'Cause I've got to get gold. 'Cause my self-esteem is tied up in video games. This is insanity. I'm losing it, dude. Is this the longest we've ever been stuck on a personal best? Like, normally by this point in the video, I'd just be starting to, like, peter out. You know, I'd be like, whatever. We did it. We're not going to improve too much from this point onwards. Thanks for the support. On this one, I'm fighting for my life! Every single run is like a... The ember in the center of my cerebral cortex grows larger and hotter. Nailed it. Who set the gold here? Like, now there's anger. Now there's genuine malice, okay? Who set the gold at this great height? Was it Ben Gibbard? Was it the members of the Postal Service? I know the other one, Jimmy something. I see the gold waving at such great heights come down now. I'll say... The gold is supposed to be the medal you get when you have a good, clean lap. Not when you sessioned it for 6 hours and found the you take it air turns. Okay, I'm just being bitter now. Fill those lungs with oxygen. You know what this is? This is Checkpoint League, but it's actually harder than any of Apollo's courses in Checkpoint League by far, and I stand by that. And it's not because I put 8 hours of practice into every Checkpoint League level. It has nothing to do with it. So mind your beeswax. Nunya! This is insane. And by insane, I mean it's insane how long it's taking me. Still in there. Good speed. Good speed. You're gonna lose a little, but you're gonna be competitive, which is really all we can ask for right now. Now you're not going to be competitive. You are not going to be competitive here. I'm dying, dude. Place your bets. Are we gonna get gold before the 1 hour mark? I'm gonna say yes, okay? I really do think we are only 1 room away from completing the G-Factor. That's not gonna do it. My hands are also, like, absurdly sweaty. Like, they have palpable amounts of liquid on them. It's gross, don't get me wrong. But I stand up for the sweat and body hair boys out there. We get made fun of for things that we can't control by people who are supposedly, very body positive. If somebody makes a joke about an aspect of a person's physical appearance, it doesn't go over very well. If I make a joke about how I have, had shoulder hair when I was 15 years old, people go, ew, gross, bleh, swim. Yeah, who's woke now, sweetheart? I've been living the life. Skirt. See ya. And I'll tell you, and those of us out here who have body hair that is quote-unquote unwanted, because I don't know, maybe you do want it, but it's not for me to judge. But I would prefer not to have it, mostly because it just makes bathroom cleanup a little harder. But people always assume, every 16-year-old has the answer for everything. If I was poor, I would simply make more money. If I was sick of renting, I would simply buy a house. If I had body hair, I'd simply ritualistically shave it off once a week. No, you wouldn't. You haven't even cleaned your room. You think you take your shirt off once a year, you're going to shave your whole torso? When you're an adult, you got things to do. Anyway, how did I get on this? I don't know. Mostly I was just trying to play the victim for once. Okay. Skirt. We lost a ton of speed. Lost a ton of speed. That's okay, though. So we're up. I think if we had kissed the left wall in the air instead of via atoms that touched, we might have been fine there. Speaking of fine, this is fine. Until you touch the wall. I can't believe that, like, 20 minutes after figuring out the secret, we're still out here trying to string together the two elements successfully. For the most part, this one's going okay. We're never, like, too far off on it. We lose a little there from time to time, for sure. This is the one that is forever throwing me. Am I mad? Yes. Is it at the game? No. Is it at myself? Kind of. It's at man. The species. Why is my brain so bad at this? Like, you think that's got a chance? We totally changed our line there. I am going to fight myself. I'm gonna go back in time and I'm gonna yell at humans. Be smarter. That's not really how evolution works, I suppose. Hey, can you guys make mating decisions that would lead to me in the future having a larger brain specifically for the purposes of driving a vehicle you can't possibly even comprehend at speeds that honestly would just seem like some kind of sorcery to you? Glunk glunk. That's the response I would get before I was killed. So let's just keep it going, dude. I'm so freaking angry. Why do you do this to me? If you just slightly changed the camber of this track, I would probably be one of the best drivers. I don't know. World history? Understatement. Universe history? Understatement. Infinity history? Past and present? Alright, sure. Hello, darkness, my old donkey, 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 donkey. I've come to talk to you, a donkey, 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 donkey. So, for whatever reason, this track is proven to be like my kryptonite today. I don't really know why. But what I do know is if I go crazy, you'll still call me Superman. And if I'm alive and well, you think it's possible you still be there holding my hand? Like, at some point you just, like, the problem is me. Every time on that corner, it's not even a corner, every time on the jump, I'm like, you could save no time by doing this. My brain's like, hell yeah, that's a good decision. Like, that little blip right there is the difference between gold and silver. Isn't that upsetting? Isn't that upsetting to you? What, you don't care? It's just a spectacle to you? Well, there's a minute, or sorry, an hour. It's just, I was having so much fun, it felt like it went by in a minute. Skirt. You'll notice I've stopped using language like I refuse to give up. I am, at the core of it, I am a rational man. I may give up. But I would certainly take it as a great loss to give up before getting a gold medal. I mean, I've said it to Josh on many situations in the past. I feel like getting a silver is basically like, that's like getting a participation trophy. Bronze is like, I don't even know why they have it in the game. But on this one, I really think that gold is set super high, which is fine. It is fine, you know, like, that's how you want to run your game, and that's how you want to run your... Cadillac Fairview doesn't want me in? Are you crazy? I just walked over here. Why are you closed? The Toronto public wants to shop. Okay. Good. I did lay off the throttle for a second. It was in the service of holding the throttle down later. Skirt. You're in competition with yourself for being the dumbest idiot on the screen. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just drive the car. It's not hard. You just gotta drive the car. Okay, I got a new strat, believe it or not. I feel like I can, and this is a compromise of the highest order. I feel like I can eke out the gold by just nailing that section and then not power sliding this upcoming section, but taking the turn like my dad driving to the grocery store. Like something like this. Wow, it's just that easy. It's just that easy. We cut a second off. We got way too addicted to the power slide there. Hit me with one more. Just because, like, now I'm like, oh, we've really improved our expectations. Alright. Alright, we got the gold. And honestly, we never really... Well, now I realize, and I'm a little bit upset about it because it cost me a lot of my day. But really, at the end of it, it seems like I just got too addicted to the power slide. So it was kind of like a strategic misstep instead of just driving. Now, is the power slide faster? I definitely do feel like there were times I exited that Sidewinder turn with more speed. When I was doing the slide. But my success rate was also like, you know, 1 in 8 or something stupid, so. Now we started, yeah, this is where we started being decent, so. Really? That was, we were gonna crash. That's all I'm gonna say about that one. My old self was really decent at that very back section. So I think as long as you can stay up at the front here, you need to make up a little time. Fun. It's really fun. It's just fun is what it is. It's just a lot of fun. Just a barrel of laughs. Got a smile on my face. And smile a minute. That's what they call it. Smile a minute gameplay. That's a heavy mistake there. We're not going to get... What was the author medals? Like 34 seconds or something? We're not going to get there. I will say I now do believe that given an amount of time I'm unwilling to invest, I think I could get there. But it would be... We would need to actually get the perfection we've so desired. And this is the regression now. It's after the progression, which is nice, but... there you go. There you go. Stick the landing. Wheels were a little bit not as straight as they could have been, but look at this. This is very nice. That's fine. That's totally fine. Brother, we were right in there. Oh, you're in a world of hurt. I must break you. Ivan Drago. Look it up, sweetheart. That's gonna hurt. Or is it? That's me. Hello. Skirt. Dude, we're still in there. We're not still in there, but you know what? I mean, what are we at? 106? I mean, we can't justify more than a couple more minutes for this, quite frankly, in my work day, but... And if you went exclamation point work and then laughed about it, all I'm going to say, you better not have a JRPG avatar. I've been to Final Fantasy Fan Fest. I've heard you guys complain about playing what's supposedly your favorite game of all time. Just because you know a thing or two about drudgery doesn't mean you get to skirt. Oh, see... Oh, lost in the pit. Like a coin in the couch cushions. Okay, good stuff. Then you go up on the wall. Reindeer paws, down comes good old Eggy Claus, carrying speed of unprecedented force. Oh, for the little one, Trackmania. Ho, 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 up on the housetop, dip, dip, yeah. No! The Christmas song got us so dialed. Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. Santa Claus, Santa Claus, Santa Claus, Santa Claus, Santa Claus, Santa Claus. I was going, okay, you're right. Whatever you're saying, you're right. He's lost it, you're right. He's getting it. Oh, you've never been more right, dude. Look at that, a pixel perfect corner. Little busted through that section, not gonna deny it. Skirt! Hello, me. Let's go! We fought on that one. That's all I'm gonna say. We fought. We went blues. We went blues. We went blues. I mean, we gotta end this madness at some point. It's getting stupid. Like, why continue with this run? You're already a quarter of a second down. Don't be a fool. Here's what you do, okay? Smooth turning. Don't do the jump. You gotta not do the jump. You gotta do smooth turning. Diagonal. No jump, but good speed. Really? What's the oil pattern on this ice? It's way too high. But if it lets you set up nicely for phase 2, then so be it. That's okay. That's totally fine. Still totally fine. Dude, this is good. That's good. I mean, by a little at least. Alright, that's gonna do it. But this is... It's a tough course. I'm happy with how we did at the end. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya!